Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Joe. Welcome back to SNES's Life. Recap episode number I don't even know anymore. I think I'm on like 38. No, this should be 37, I think. I think Joey and I just did 36, so this should be 37. This should be my first one where I'm alone. It's 37 or 38. I think it's 37. Anyway, today we're going to be going over Battle Grand Prix, American Gladiators, Cybernator, Brawl Brothers, and Yoshi's Cookie. So we're going to get started with Battle Grand Prix. I hate this game. That's almost all there is to say to that. It is almost an exact clone of a game that we played a long time ago called Cyberspin. It's a top-down racer. Cyberspin looked better. This one I feel had a better soundtrack. The music and the sound was better. But in both games, the gameplay is terrible. You have almost no notice before your turns come up except for that little arrow. And there's no real indication of how sharp the turn is going to be. The control is poor. You spin all over the godforsaken place. If you hit a wall half the time, you're out. I hated it. I hated it enough that I quit it. Actually, I quit about 25 minutes in and switched over to American Gladiators. American Gladiators was an amazing TV show when I was a kid. I watched it all the freaking time. And I was super excited right here at the assault course because I was like, man, the assault course is great. That's the best part of the entire American Gladiators show. Didn't hold up either. I couldn't find a manual for this, so figuring out the controls was a beast. I don't know. I don't know why the video isn't rolling. We're just gonna let it go. Maybe it'll kick in here. Maybe I had it paused while I was talking to people in chat. So this game utilizes every button on the controller. That's a fact, and this one you have to like get over to the thing, to the station, R to pick up the gun, then you get to aim and shoot, L puts down the gun, and then you have to run to the next station, and it's really kind of a pain in the nuts. Good grief, man. You gonna play or what? There it goes. Oh, well, there it goes, but it also pulled me out of the assault course. So this is the swinging, like knock a dude off. This one took a really long time for me to get the momentum swing down right. So it's like a golf swing, you press, press. It's just a series of minis games, really. And actually, it wasn't terrible. Don't get me wrong, it's a bad game. I wouldn't recommend anybody go out and find it. The graphics are mediocre at best. The sound was mediocre as well. The gameplay was difficult because you had to use all these different buttons for all these different things. And they really screwed up making it a single player only game. Had this been a two-player versus game, it would have been great, actually. I think this game would have been a lot of fun, two players. But as a single player only game, it really falls down. It's just a lot of fun memories for American Gladiators, just not for the game, unfortunately. It's just not good enough. So, thumbs down for Battle Grand Prix. Thumbs down for Gladiators as well. Although, if it had been two players, I'd probably said thumbs up. Next up is Cybernator, a game in the Assault Suit series of games. You are piloting a little mech around, killing the hell out of everything and anything. The graphics in this game were actually really pretty solid. The soundtrack and sound was all well done. The level design could be a little confusing, and that's okay. Some of them were kind of iffy. And a couple of the bosses were kind of rough. I did beat this game. Overall, though, it's like $25 loose. Really solid game. A lot of good options in it. You get a bunch of different weapon power-ups, lasers, rockets, your Vulcan cannon, which eventually is awesome because it just bounces your bullet all over the damn place, and that's what you end up actually using for the most part of the game. Is the weapon you start with, and you can also punch things. And you have a shield to block bullets. There's a number of levels like this where you're flying around, and then there's plenty of levels where you're running around on the ground. I really enjoyed it. I believe I played this 2 nights, I think, as well. A lot of fun. Definitely worth looking up and giving a shot, especially if you like the Assault Suit series or the Front Mission series. Both games are great mech piloting games. I know Metal Warrior's in there somewhere. Great game. Definite thumbs up on Cybernator. Next up, my youngest son was with me. We were playing Brawl Brothers. This was a Jelco beat 'em up. I've seen that character in red before. The last game that Joey and I played doing this. I can't remember what the hell the name of that one was. I think it was Tough Enough, maybe was it? It was him and then a guy completely dressed in blue. So it's your standard fare beat 'em up game, side scrolling, 2-player co-op. Thankfully, you can turn friendly fire off, which is awesome. There's 5 different characters to choose from, which is cool. And then depending on who you start the game with, as you beat the bosses, it makes the other characters are unlockable, which is cool. When you die, well, not when you die, when you continue, you get to change characters, which is nice, which I don't think was an option in Tough Enough. And it's not an option in every beat 'em up, but it should be. Graphics looked good. The music and sound was fine. I thought the gameplay was fine. Lewis gave it a thumbs down. I'm surprised, actually, because he tends to like the beat 'em up games, and so do I. I gave it a thumbs up. Is it the best beat 'em up on the system? No, probably not. That probably goes to like Final Fight 3 or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or not Hyperstone, but Turtles in Time. Like those are just some of the best beat 'em ups that you can get. But I felt that this was a solid entry, and if you like beat 'em ups, you probably like it. So 1 up, 1 down for Brawl Brothers. Final game up tonight is Yoshi's Cookie. This was a puzzly game, a la kind of Dr. Mario / Tetris, sort of. My wife played this with me. There is 2 different single-player variants. One of them's like the marathon variant, and then the other one is like a puzzle. So you get a certain amount of moves and an arrangement to move things around. Now, you click on a row in a spot, and you can move that row left or right or up or down, wherever you clicked. And you're trying to make lines of cookies all the way across the board. So in single player, you might only have 3 cookies across to make, but in Versus here, you can see it's a 5x5 grid. It's kind of neat. There are 4 different characters. You can be Mario, Peach, Bowser, or Yoshi. Each one of them has like different attacks and defense strengths. And you can see you have a fuse on your sides that burns down, and when that runs out, you lose the round. And then your red bar in the middle there going up, that's if you complete that red bar, you win. And then you see every time you complete a row, you get a Yoshi cookie in your board. And if you get 5 Yoshi cookies, it activates a special power depending on what's listed under your character. So right now, like on the left side, it says Kim's Slave. So if Mario gets 5 Yoshis, Kim's cursor would attach to my cursor, and wherever I moved, her cursor would move as well. There's one called Blind where it covers half the board. There's one called Scramble where it just mixes the cookies all up. Just like every 2-player puzzle game, I think, this game shines with that second player. Don't get me wrong, Kim played the marathon for a while and enjoyed it. It was a fun game for her that way. Puzzle was obviously, puzzles, you just have to look at it, be more analytic. We played that for a second. But 2-player, it shines. Yoshi's Cookie was a really good game. Solid music, solid graphically representation. Gameplay was great. So 2 big thumbs up for Yoshi's Cookie. We really enjoyed it. So if you get a chance for that one, I think that is an underrated game because I never hear anybody talk about it. But it was a lot of fun. We really liked it. So if you get a shot at Yoshi's Cookie, totally worth going out and finding. Because I'm betting it's pretty cheap to pick up. So thanks a lot, guys, for joining me for 37 recap on these 5 great games. 5 great games. 2 great games and 1 okay game and 2 not good games. Anyway, thanks a lot. Have a good one. Keep watching. We'll see you later. See ya.